What can we say but wow? Tonight at EAA AirVenture in Oshkosh, a group of Vietnam veterans returned to the grounds from a day trip to Washington, D.C. through the Northeast Wisconsin Old Glory Honor Flight. Drew Best attended the return of the Old Glory Honor Flight and brings us the sights and sounds of their emotional return.
Several thousand EAA attendees welcomed home the Old Glory Honor Flight, which took Vietnam veterans to an unforgettable experience in Washington, D.C. Veterans left the AirVenture grounds for the state capitol early Friday morning. In D.C., the veterans toured war memorials and monuments, all guided with a police escort through the Capitol. Upon their return, a hero's welcome filled the Boeing Plaza on the AirVenture grounds. Veterans we spoke to say today was unforgettable.
The biggest thing was the wall. That was really great. But also changing the guard.
We saw a lot of monuments. Got to see the war ones, which were awesome.
The veterans in the honor flight shared hugs with family and friends before attending a yellow ribbon welcoming ceremony.
Kind of a thrill, because last time I came home like that, the only people that were there were the family members of the unit.
Breathtaking, almost. I never would have figured it from the way we were treated back in the 60s to now. There's no comparison.
Every honor flight attendee we spoke to encourages all veterans to take the trip, saying it was well worth it. Reporting from AirVenture, Drew Best, Action 2 News.